Hello everybody and welcome to the inaugural episode of World of Warships with Captain Keys. This is going to be a video on the importance of positioning. Now, there are plenty of YouTube videos out there reviewing ships and tactics and all other kinds of things about World of Warships. So, what more do we possibly need? Well, I found that in a couple thousand games of World of Warships, the single most important thing that separates a good player from one who does not contribute to the team is their positioning. And that means not only what they can actually do when they get to a certain spot, but what they prevent the enemy from doing. And I chose this game in the Des Moines, which is the Tier 10 American cruiser, heavy cruiser, to demonstrate this fact. So we are on the map Shatter, and Tier 10 game, pretty standard because we're in a Tier 10 ourselves. So starting off, we notice that we are the only, or rather the furthest west ship over here for the A-cap. And we don't have any destroyers, which is a bit of an issue because, well, the Des Moines has very good concealment, fully spec'd for it as mine is. It's 10.6 kilometers, which is very, very good. Only two cruisers at Tier 10 beat it, which would be the Zhao and the Minotaur. So while it does have very good concealment, you don't exactly want to be trading shots with the Zhao while trying to take a cap under fire from multiple battleships. So less concerning is that I just have no backup on this flank, none whatsoever. I have the Izimo behind me, but he is immediately turning right. The team has decided on BC, and I make the comment in chat, no destroyers on this side, which, again, can cause some problems because I won't know that there's trouble until there's trouble, especially since the enemy team does have a Zhao. And knowing my luck, the Zhao is going to be on my flank. So I decide to push for B, because our team is pushing B. They're pushing around the right side of B. I'll push in the left side of B. Hopefully we should be able to link up and join forces and then resist the enemy push from there. Now, from the beginning, again, positioning. My job is not to charge out into A and get myself killed. My job is to get to B and prevent the enemy from getting broadsides on all of our ships steaming towards C. I get plane spotted, so I immediately angle a little bit to the left because I'm expecting some battleship AP coming from the left side. Get undetected again, and I'm just trying to make it to cover behind this island. Oh, priority target says 1, so something's aiming at me. I immediately start turning hard left to angle the nose into whatever it is that's shooting at me, and we'll see here in just a minute what it is. It's up. Yep, it's the Zhao. Imagine that. As a Des Moines, you do not want to be fighting a Zhao in open water. That is absolutely not your game, especially at this range. So I hold my fire. I get set on fire by him in the rear superstructure. Here comes another salvo, and I'm just trying... Oh, some battleship AP there. Just trying to get into cover. I take more hits from the Zhao, but now I'm safe in cover. And I hit my damage control to put out the fire, and I'm safe. Now, I traded 8,000 hit points to get to this spot. It's very possible that I could have swung further right and come up the right side of the channel to stay out of detection and not even gotten close to A. And that actually, to be honest, would have been the better route. But I didn't. So here we are. So I slow down for a bit and trying to stay away from those fighters. I see that we have a destroyer. Our Kagero has just captured B, so that's nice. Now, again, positioning, more important than the fact that he captured B is that if an enemy steps into B, we will know about it immediately because it'll start contesting the cap. Get spotted by planes again as I come through here. Priority target lights up, and do we get any? Yep, incoming fire. Here comes armor piercing. Whew. I was full broadside. I really could have suffered for that. The Zhao just didn't get it off quite in time. Bit of a tactical beaching here to slow down. Yeah, that Zhao, only one shot bounced off the roof of turret number 3, so I was very lucky there. So I'm pushing up on B. My fleet is deployed between B and C, and I'm not really sure... I mean, we're blobbing, which is kind of... So anyways, not terribly enthused about the positioning of our team. Notice throughout the replay I'm shooting planes down here and there. The Des Moines AA is just ferocious. So I popped my radar about 20 seconds ago. Catch up, Jacob. You need to stay with the action. To see if there are any destroyers or cruisers sneaking up on me. And it doesn't look like it. I know that there's 4 cruisers over there. They've got the Zhao. They've got the enemy Des Moines. They've got a Rune and a Baltimore. And that's only what we can see. That's only what's within radar range. Could be even more. So I'm reversing out here. And this is very risky what I'm doing here. Again, I don't think I would recommend doing this. But I'm reversing out. I'm trying to angle a little bit because I want to put these armor-piercing shells to work since I've got broadsides on all these cruisers steaming down through A. And that's when the Grosser Kurfürst shows up. So I immediately throw the throttle full ahead, flank, speed, get me away from these cruisers and forward. Now, as you can see there's the fire coming in from the Zhao and probably some of the other cruisers. Had I kept reversing, I probably would have taken a massive amount of broadside damage from those cruisers. So now I'm stuck. I can't reverse because all those cruisers would have my broadside. There's the Grosser Kurfürst in front of me, but he's turning away. Looks like he's being engaged by my team. I use my repair to get some health back. Torpedo stray from the Zhao coming in, and try and start lighting up the Kurfürst with some HE. Because I have the range mod on my Des Moines, I can do that. At this point, I'm trying to bail and link up with the rest of my team. I've done my job. I've held the enemy off of B. Uh-oh. But here comes the rune. Now, I immediately swing my view around and start trying to get the turrets swung. Turret 1 and 2 are a little slow to get there. The rear turret is ready. This rune is going to have to come out somewhat broadside. Take the first shot with the rear gun. A couple of penetrations right under the turret, but nothing special. Fire again. Rune has turtle back, but it doesn't matter. It still takes very serious damage from American armor piercing. About 12k on the first volley. And the Des Moines rate of fire really comes into its own. His secondary set me on fire. He is firing, appears to be AP. He angles up, so I switch to HE and start shooting at him. At this point, I'm convinced I'm going to die because of all those ships over on the right. I cannot give broadside to the rune because German AP will tear me up. I can't give broadside to them because I'll get deleted, but I have to get out of here. So I just pick the best angle that I possibly can and keep hitting him with the HE. And that's when I take a massive hit and then another massive hit from presumably the Grosser Kurfürst and the rune. I'm down to 1,700 health, and it's ticking away fast. Blow my damage control, put the fire out. More AP coming in. Oh, so close. I'm down to just a couple of hundred hit points. Enemy dive bombers also coming in, trying to punch my ticket. Trigger defensive AA and focus them, which you can't see the focusing in the replay, but I absolutely control click them. And they're tier 8 planes against a Des Moines running defensive AA. I mean, that was never going to work, but I was so low. If he had gotten one bomb hit, that would have been it. So I take a minute to catch my breath. I trigger my radar a few minutes ago to see what else is going to come around this corner. There's a Baltimore, and the rune is still there. The Des Moines and the Zhao are sneaking around the south. So triggering my repair, I'm getting back some hit points. My radar has run out. Defensive AA is still up, which will make sniping that spotter plane very easy. And I'm about to get damage control, so at this point I could take a fire and be okay. I could put it out immediately. So I catch my breath and take stock of the situation. I've only done about 40k damage. I'm a tier 10 cruiser. They're about to take B. My mission has almost failed. And then, well, there comes a point in every game where you need to know to give up the position you've got and to go in and just full YOLO charge, or go take a cap if you're a DD, or lead a charge as a battleship or something. And I'm getting the feeling that that's what's going to be happening. We've each lost a ship. Game's pretty even. We've got a cap. They've got a cap. We're both contesting B. Our fleet is pretty blobbed up over at sea, so they won't be able to help me out much directly, even though they were putting some fire on the Baltimore. So I stop here and wait for my next repair to come up. And I'm going to just load the AP and creep around the corner when suddenly a wild Edinburgh appears. Royal Navy Tier 8 cruiser. AP only, which is good because I'm angled. So I throw the throttle into reverse because the Edinburgh has torpedoes. And so if I come around that corner, not only will the rune get broadside shots on me, but the Edinburgh could really mess me up too. So I start firing on the Edinburgh, and Dispersion is not agreeing with me. I probably should have switched to HE here, but I didn't. I was waiting for him to give me a broadside, swing around to get some torpedoes on me, something like that. He doesn't. His armor piercing is ineffective, and I cannot get over the island and lose sight of him. Trigger another repair, try and get some health back. More AP coming in from the Edinburgh, and then what is that on my right? It's a lot of armor piercing. Could that be? Looking behind, checking out the cruisers. And what is that? It's... Come on, Jacob, turn the camera. Turn the camera. It's the Minotaur! There he is. So the Minotaur sees what's going on and comes in to support me, and he just goes full YOLO. And this is that moment I was telling you about. They're down 2 ships, we're down 1. We're about even on caps. We got some points. The Edinburgh throws some torpedoes, so I kill the speed and go hard left rudder to bump into this island and hopefully slow down. And as soon as I'm clear of them, I'll swing out. The Minotaur kills the Edinburgh. Very, very good. We have an enemy Missouri in the background over there. So we have to be careful about that. If we open fire, he'll spot us. And if we're broadside on, those guns are pretty accurate. The Minotaur puts on his YOLO pants for this Baltimore. Baltimore fires and hits him with the rear gun, setting him on fire. I'm not sure what the Minotaur was doing here, intentionally running aground maybe, because he could have wrecked the Baltimore with his AP, but instead he gave him to me, and oh, there's one Citadel. This is where the Des Moines just comes into its own. A broadside cruiser at point blank range. Yeah, 4 Citadels, you're gone. And that is a Baltimore deleted. Half of his health immediately gone. And I can finally take a breath. We have secured the B cap. They're down a few ships, and we can take a breather. Of those 4 cruisers that pushed around the side, we have sank the Edinburgh, the Rune, and the Baltimore. The Des Moines and Zao went to the South Sea. At this point, I'm wanting to help my team out some more, so I think I'm going to go take the A cap. Now, I know there's that Missouri out there, but I'm hoping I can just ease my nose out to just in front of this island to where I can start capping it without getting shot at by him, and then I'll quietly withdraw back in here. So I'm swinging the guns over, maybe get some HE going on the Missouri, when I notice on my mini-map the enemy Lexington. Now, in a tier 10 game, the Lexington isn't that much of a threat with its Alpha Strike, but it can certainly keep me and any DDs spotted, even though we've lost our only DD because he chose to run off to the east and, well, just die without doing anything helpful. So I load the HE, and I want to put the Lexington's flight deck out of commission. I'm aware that AP would probably be the more damaging choice if I could get Citadels, but I want the consistent damage. I want to light him on fire. I want to delay his ability to do his job. And again, not so much what I'm doing, but what I'm preventing the enemy from doing is what's important here. That Missouri is coming behind me. I have abandoned my ideas of capping A because that would mean sticking my nose out broadside in front of that tier 9 premium American battleship. Not a fan of that idea. So I keep steaming south. I want to engage this Lexington, and failing that, again, note the positioning, I want to get broadside shots on these ships that are harassing my fleet. I do see the Lexington again fire with all 3 guns, turrets rather, all 9 guns. And at this point, Adrenaline Rush, which is the tier 2 perk, which increases your rate of fire for after you've taken damage, is kicking in. And the Des Moines, even without the reload module, gets some scary reload. Hold fire to look behind me for a minute, check on that Missouri, and then I start pumping the shots out again. And you can see this HE damage from the Des Moines 203s is really good, and I'm firing around every 4.5 seconds. Hit there, a second fire. He's probably going to damage control that, and he's just about outside of my range. I put a few more salvos ahead just to try and knock him out. At this point, I know I'm probably not going to kill that carrier, but a little more damage couldn't hurt. Again, he'll probably damage control those fires and go back into stealth, and he'll be all right. Then I see, in the middle of the open water, an enemy Des Moines. Now, the Yamato in C is soloing that Amagi and the Des Moines, and earlier a Zao before he got killed. And I did not feel good about that Yamato's chances. But if you know usernames and you watch streams, you might realize who that Yamato is. Yeah, that's Flamu. So, needless to say, I shouldn't have been concerned. And he ended this game top on experience, as you would expect. So, anyways, I want to help him out, though. I don't want him to get burned down. And so I am pumping armor-piercing salvos into the side of this Des Moines. There's a Citadel. Finally, he starts to understand that I'm a threat on his side. He begins to turn away. But it won't matter because doing that will expose his broadside to flame him with the Yamato. And there, oof. There's the Yamato strike, no Citadels, but it doesn't really matter because that is a lot of damage that he's doing there. Trying to get this kill, not really trying to kill Steel. I feel like I did enough damage to earn it. Hey, back off, my kill. And the Rain of AP finally kills him and ends the game. So yeah, the Des Moines. Very strong tier 10 cruiser, no question about it. But I want to stress that it wasn't so much the fact that I was in a Des Moines that allowed me to do that. Sure, the anti-air was great for that one wave of dive bombers, and sure, the rapid-firing guns helped me out with the Baltimore and a little bit with the Rune, but the big reason why the Des Moines was so effective in that spot is because of the fact that it was in that spot at all. I think any of the tier 10 cruisers could have done what you just saw. The Des Moines is a little better at it due to its rate of fire, somewhat tanky nose armor, and good American piercing shells, but you know, anyone really could have done that. And that's the point I'm trying to get my viewers to see. Your positioning matters so much, and if you can not just do something special but prevent the enemy from doing anything important, that is a major asset to your team. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Thanks very much for coming to check it out, and I'll catch you guys next time.